Good morning, everyone. This is New Race, and I'm gonna talk to you always with my honesty in my heart. So I'm happy that you could be able to hear this today, because this is all in good Taino frequency, and I'm always looking out for all that are always on the righteous mind and the wellness being. So this I want to speak on some of the recordings that I have already recorded. I have mentioned, if you do a mistake, you do a mistake. If you're actually just doing it on purpose and over, then you want to abuse. And if you abuse, I said, then you have some options, and then you don't appreciate that, then you already know, like, what are the options. Usually the option is you stop, or no matter what, like, I'm gonna go where I need to go, away from you, right? So it's F you. It's not okay, we could go back to you abusing me. Why would you think that I would say, from abusing, I'm gonna go and do something different that is gonna accommodate you doing the same thing over to me? You are accountable for your actions. What happens is, with the scantrum, also, I want to speak on the scantrum is an authority. It's played on and preyed on taxpayers' money, and this is the people that are participating in it are also a fraud. I've already mentioned that, and I don't look at it's like the whole America, even though if there's people in a government official and people in places that are fixing these harsh, inhumane sequences in public, around me, my work, to harass me, put down mentally, physically, economically, socially, in authority over a person. Again, like, if I'm speaking on FDA over a person, but you're not conducting your studies, your tests on the person and the actual testing, and the results will tell you no. My body is not like that. It will reject it. So this is not, you want to continue and manipulate and try to go around. I don't participate in that. So, for the more you want to have me, like this is a back and forth. I always protected myself with scantrum. I mentioned what it was in the islands, and then I could mention things that were here before, like the consistency in the years with me with the scantrum, where it was just random. It wasn't fixed. It wasn't fixed like it is now towards me in a target, but I was targeted because scantrum is that thing that has a person by color, and I had color people. I had that also experienced here, where I had to defend myself from it. Nobody was gonna do it. It was a life and death situation, closed in. Already had things to injure you. Had weapons. I quickly disarmed. I went straight to the leader. I quickly put him down from defending myself, and then the whole crew they went down, and I made space for the people that were there. So I actually saved people that I was with, because there was no actions, and I was the only one actually with the mind thought of it. It was not about I have like 50 people with weapons, and it's just nowhere to go closed in but to do something about it, right? So I did that. I did that for people putting a scantron and, you know, play, would you play my song, that's not the picture. Are you gonna come at me like this? Really? Like, this is it. This, I can't look at it like it's not. Like, I've seen it in the country, so I already saw myself already. I'm that target for this group of people that were actually trying to take my life and take everybody down with it. So I don't play with that. I don't play with that. The scantron that you doing to me is that representation. And then I have the roots to know what's better. And if I have to go, it doesn't have to be America. It doesn't have to be the people. As you see, I have a care package for the people that are going to stay back. I'm not going to come with me. And I do that because I know that is going to help. It's not going to keep them in a frame of mind like they can't go anywhere. They can't do any. We have roots. We have frequencies. If anything, they trying to stop you from continuing growing, because no matter where you go, you're going to grow. You don't grow because of them. So they just feel like because you do something, they in war and mass destruction. They in all into that. Like, they learn from things that I'm doing. They feel like, oh, they could use anybody that they going to targeting, and the way I'm responding, they feel like then they have to like come back, like if it's a game or it's a war, and they feel like they have to come back. But as you see, that God doesn't play with them either, because the things that I come up with, they feel like everybody, if you close somebody in and target, then remember, these tests that they're doing is monkey tests, like they did with the marijuana. They don't tell you how they want to test you. They don't, because they don't tell you how the test is being conducted. Or they doing, oh, look, they point the finger. He did something like, they're not going to tell you, well, I'm defending myself from the beginning because I'm being stalked, I'm being harassed. He knows he's being stalked, he knows he's being harassed. And then when things play out, I'm just defending myself. And that's it. But they look for that defense. They look for me to defend myself. But they're not going to tell you that they're making the attack to begin with. Mentally, physically, economically, or socially. They're doing it. So for people participating, it doesn't make it okay if an authority is giving you an okay to do these things to the person. It's the same thing if you out of the scantron against me and you go out and you do something to somebody and you're gonna get the law. You have to pay for that. You have to be accountable. Now you see the law, the authorities now don't want to be accountable for all the stuff that they've done and they're doing. And then they have all their their kids, no matter what age and color and stuff, they have all these are stuff they gave birth to. This is their creation. Now, they're not gonna be accountable for it. But if they was to do it out of me and to them, or they do it to them, now they will get accountable. You can't go do it to them, or you can't go and do it to anybody else, because you'll be arrested. You'll be charged. You'll be accountable for yours. So you don't bring me your kids, and your responsibility is your responsibility. That's scantron. I don't deal with scantron. My roots is to be better. And if I have to defend myself, I'll defend myself. But being better and knowing that I could go anywhere in this world, because I know my growth and I know my worth, and I know I built and I cure and I help people grow in communities, for family, friends, associate, in working, in personal, and everything. There's no leaving anything behind. That's my thing. There's no leaving anything behind. With God is watching over everything. So I don't look at a group that wants to contain and want to control and be over a person and be targeting a person like you're not like there's somebody above. So I don't see you if I'm feeling like the odds are there. I don't see you or feel you in frequency. I remember I poked the air, I poked the sky, I poked the sun, I poked the moon to get that connection. God has given me that since I was small. So if I see the way what I see and when I'm out there is that I know that where I'm at is not where my son is, not where a child is, not where me, it's not the grounds that my manifestation of this pureness and this divinity that I'm taking, and my son is with God, one with God. God is all. Then my vision, my feelings and my thought of everything around coming at me like this is like a mushroom. I have a mushroom, and like either if anything evaporates around me because I have so much of my energy around that it's just, yeah, I'm gonna be discomfort if somebody's being disrespectful and not respecting, and somebody is doing scantron. Although like I'm not out here, I don't see. There's no energy to focus, to share. Like God has put me in a place like no matter what you're gonna do and say, even though it's hurtful, is painful mentally, physically, or economically, however it goes. Like I'm a person. You disregarding a person's now mental state with now he has, there's doctors, there's cares that you can see a trail of always caring for these things. Like I would never lack the help because I feel like I need help. Like I don't do the ego and the tripping and the not understanding things and feeling like like an ego or will overthrow my mental state or my physically or mentally. Like I focus on my body. I can feel things before they happen into me. Like, so I'm well aware, like, my energy doesn't lack taking care of myself. So why would I let people just come and feel because you have an authority to mess with me? Like I have to clear my mind. I have to protect myself from all this thing. There's anxiety, there's depression, there's a lot of stuff that comes with that. Do they add that into the no? Because there's a program, it's a scantrum like that. They just writing it off, and the next authority and the next group of petitioners, or participations, they come along the next day. They could give a damn if the person is mentally, physically, economically, strained and hurt by it. This is not for, this is a lot of, this is the reasons why, like, it's putting a person over just because of the system. But you're not working with you're just inhumane. Your tests and all this stuff, there ain't no test. Forget your scantrum. Spotlight. You want that? There's no wanting. I take my steps. We take our steps. There ain't no wanting coming. There's people that will come into the Lord with millions and millions of dollars because they just looking at how everybody's invested in the growth. They feel like, oh, they selling this area. I have 10 million. Boom, I secure that. But you're gone in 3 months because you're not connected. There ain't no sales. The sales is not because you could read where's the most real estate, how much is this, or how, you're not in that. Or you want to take something and then you probably make some money. You take something where people have it are the most purest, but it's already catching on. It's already popular. So by the time you televise it and stuff, it's a thing. You know what I mean? Like that's not being part of it. That's not even the half of it. So Scantrum, you're not part of me. You're not part of my culture. You're not part of these steps. These steps are the contrary of growth. Is the contrary of unity. Is the contrary of being a family and being united. So I know what to take with me, and I know what not. I have roots that shown me, that led the way, that had to leave places. So there's no negotiating with my health, mentally, physically, economically, or socially. There's none. And I show you by traits in my roots and my ancestors. I'm gonna do that. And I've traveled. I see. I'm poking where I'm traveling because I had to do that. I had to leave because the books and the history that I was picking up energy for where I need to go visit, it wasn't there, of course, because there's scantrum all over. There's the stories ain't correct. Is what is fixed to be something that is not. So I'm not going by what scantrum is. I don't look at you. I know God is above, and you're not gonna be, no matter how the odds is. It's hurtful, mentally, physically, economically, and socially. Of course, I'm a person that I'm gonna feel that, but don't because because God has given me the lead and has given me the eye to look above and to see what things are for what they are. I'm laying things out because God is like that. You are not like that. You don't bring that out in me. You're not part of me. It's back and forth. I got things that you can't do nothing about when you want to attack me. When it comes to protecting my intellectual property, when it comes to copyrights, and then not only that, the science to protect myself from scantrum authorities that want to feel that they could go over people. I didn't do that because I'm master, because for years, I don't think about you like I need to sit down like people that are in war and stuff, but they are, because they know this is war task, this is stuff, and then the things that you're going to learn, I have them under me. You don't control it, you don't own it. So anybody that holds this is the piece of not being part of your stuff. There is no game to play with you. No game to play with you. My son is not acting, and I'm not playing. So I don't have to play to win a game. When you want to play the game on yourself. You want to play? Get your results on your own family. Get your results on your own. But am I saying to break the law? Like you contradicting your oath. You contradicting everything that you want to stand for. Your people's roots, even faith and everything. Like I'm not my roots and the way we came up and why we are looked at all over the world. People came through this energy, and they know I manifest, and we take our steps because we don't stand for scantrum. Then this is what it is. When I'm saying I'm a mushroom and people want to hate and touch in all these ways, mentally, physically, economically, and socially, I'm out here. I feel. But the feeling is I don't see everything to me around me is ashes to ashes. Dust to dust. I'm a mushroom. Whatever's around, it doesn't have no feelings, no your scantrum, your people, everything that's coming around me has no energy, there's nothing there. There's nothing there to go by for a civilization, for growth, for a person. And then I feel like if anything comes around, it evaporates. There's nothing to be about. There's nothing to touch. Either way, you're trying to manipulate and trying to act like nobody knows. And we know. Like, we know. And guess, and see what it is for, like, I'm here and the experience, and I'm like, I'm a mushroom that if anything comes around is evaporating. So all I see is like ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And when I see my son, I see the stars and the moon and everything evolving. So I'm holding on to that, and we swinging together all the way till we out of this land that is not for the energy to manifest in. Because I already see that. When I see this, when I see everything around me like this, forget your scantron, but your scantron doesn't help the anything. Forget your scantron. When God is showing me the way, no matter what, you see what I'm coming. You see the divinity. You see that God ain't putting me down. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere I go, I make my connections. So the people that don't want to connect, those are the people that don't want to connect. The people that want to think they over their own oaths, and think they're gonna manipulate me into, because people will not go against them. But then when they want to do that, then they want to act like, well, we don't tolerate this type of things. But you're showing that's your example. You're growing people into that. You can't be like, oh yeah, it's okay to do me scantron, but if you out there in the world, you're gonna get arrested and you're doing this. Yeah, right. That was gonna work out perfectly. And then you want me to be accountable? You don't be accountable for your participation, and they don't want to be and I should be taking care of your birth, of your kids, of what you created. I'm not. I'm never here for that. I neutralize everything, and you already know. I don't play with that. It's me and my son. If that's what you shown, and you abused it, even when I'm like giving you like the benefit of the doubt, and you want to act like I'm playing with you, like this is a game, and like I can't stand for anything. I'm not a person. I can't take care of myself mentally, physically, economically, or socially. Right. That there's things I poked in different countries that I traveled that I'd rather go to and focus on. And I know that the energy is going to be different, and I know that the people there will protect this and would not let any scantron. And if that was the case, I would be somewhere else. But I know this for a fact. So I don't look for people. I don't look for things that are not going to be right when I could get right on my own. These people, and then, oh man, if you're a taxpayer, if you used to taking taxpayers and you used to being lazy and not doing nothing, you're a taxpayer. You're these authorities. You're the scantrums. That's a gold mine, because you'll keep it shut. You won't say anything, and all their practices will go, and you'll benefit from what you're getting from all of it, and that's taxpayers' money. And you have yourself your own issues with your own people. Now, when people go out and start doing the same thing that you doing to others, then you want to say we're not about that. We don't do that. We don't. Right. You say what you're saying, but what you're doing is two different things. But it's the same thing, because you're doing it, and then now you're saying that you don't do it, but you still do it. And you continue to do scantron. So people are not going to see you like, oh, I'm going to do scantron. Everybody knows it's wrong, it's illegal. So the things that I'm telling you is all illegal. So if you do it out of the target that they giving you, you're wrong. Like you can't see that for you. Like that's when people, like, I don't need to go back and forth with you for nothing. I'm not in war with you. You're in war with yourself. You have an issue with yourself. I know what to do. I'll protect myself as much as I could until I leave. I know that you ain't better for me to take care of myself and my son. But I know that I come from traits and from ancestors that shown me what's better and what to do with anything that you feel I have to be going through. I don't need to be going through it. My son doesn't need to be. I could take care of all my things that I need to take care of. You mad because I don't need scantron. I don't need to use the taxpayers. I don't need to abuse. But as soon as somebody's in your system, that you want that to play out. Because then if I'm not in your system, then you can't, nobody gets to use the taxpayers' money. You got all this stuff going on. Taxpayers' money is just one of the factors of it. Now you got mentally, physically, economically, socially abusing people, kids, and all this. Yeah, really. You really need me to tell you or have a talk about things? There ain't no talking about things when you show them what it is and you abusing after you try to see if if it's a mistake or what's going on, what can you do about it? You disregarding it because you feel like you over people, like you better than something when you ain't even better than yourself. You ain't even following your own practices. You're a hypocrite, contradicting, ignorant, and acting, like people gotta act, people gotta play with you. Ain't nobody playing with you. You see the things that I come out with, it's not for God. God don't play it to play with you. God puts it because to be that divinity. It's not to be over, it's to know that this is what human life form is for. It's not for something that you can fix out of your nature. So yeah, I look at it like that. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Anywhere, any place, any person, any establishment, anywhere that I here in the States that I will go. If you play a little bit, and you part of that. That's it. Ain't no maybe. There ain't no maybe because I don't play by maybe. Or there ain't no mind games and shit. Man, get out of here with that crap. Get out of here. I already said you ain't messing with our nature. We know. So when that's that. There is no I'm being this. You ain't putting all the things in perspective, and you're abusing laws and everything that I need to protect myself, so I could be able to protect my own and my kid. So there's no contemplating with things. I have traits. I have ways of doing my thing. It's part of my roots. It's part of the way I know to advance, to love myself, to care for myself, to move, to know that I'll be productive, that I'm gonna grow no matter what the scantrum is. So yeah, you could take, that's what you need to take and fix your own. You ain't gonna do, that's not gonna be my responsibility. When I leave, I don't owe nobody. I don't need anything. I haven't asked for anything, though. Everything that's been done to me is out of my nature. I didn't ask for it. It's repeatedly coming for me. I'm being targeted, and it's not part of me. So that's why I see ashes to ashes, dust to dust, all day, every day. And my son, that's the only electrifying thing that I see light and everything and beauty, and I know that I feel the same energy in other places that I need to put myself in. I mean, other places already showing me the things that I'm doing, already showing me that they're already catering to things like this. You're thinking, well, if we don't do anything about on this, that it's just gonna be what it is, and we could keep gaining how we're gaining, and the world is gonna be won't notice. But we know things have to be taken care of. We know you're superficial. We know you're doing a number on yourself, and you feel everybody got to go down with you. No, we have all the information needed, and we will be okay without your scantrum. Thank you, but no thanks. Pardon my frequency.